This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, good morning, good evening. Good morning. Yeah, so let's begin. Yeah, so yesterday we completed on the principles we tried to understand a bit on like what are this steady state, what is a hypothesis, what all types of like different little insights on what type of attacks we do, how do we model a use case using the MongoDB example. We saw that yesterday. Then we also saw what is a blast radius, which is very important when we are trying to achieve or when we are planning any use case or planning our attack, because blast radius will allow us to understand uh, the scope of our test, the point of contacts we will require, and it will also help us in deciding the abort conditions. It will help us in deciding the monitoring metrics which we will require and all those stuff. Yeah, next is the process of chaos engineering. That also we saw, right? We saw basically a general process, how we progress into an experiment and expand as we progress. So we saw that too. Then we saw some basic things what we can do in chaos engineering, we discussed on this. So any question till now regarding those? Yeah, okay. So let's move on. So today what we will be doing is we will try to run a simple experiment, a simple attack we can call it. So in this, what we will do is we will first install or implement Gremlin. So the tool which we'll be using will be Gremlin initially. So what we will do is we take a simple Ubuntu instance or um, a host, right? So and we will try to create an attack over that, and from the planning to, like, as we are really implementing it in somewhere. So like a host, we will attack it, we will understand how we create an attack, how we what all things we try to look in the monitoring side when we are attacking, those stuff. So let's jump into that. So today our agenda will be, we'll plan our first chaos experiment on using Gremlin. So for that purpose, in today's example, I'll be using AWS as the cloud. But here, basically, for this example, the cloud, it's cloud independent. You can use any cloud, whatever you want. There's no limitation. So yeah. So in that, I will be using an EC2 instance. So to click to start, and if you are also starting off with, and if anyone is not aware of AWS, not a big deal. You just create a free trial account in AWS. So once you have created a free trial account, I will post the link of that. Maybe that will be helpful for you. So if you go to this link, I will post it in the chat. So you can create a free account using this link. So if you once you have created an account, it will ask some credit card details and all. So if you do whatever I am doing here, only that much, nothing will be charged. It will remain free. But if you try out something new, even any new machine or something, then you need to, if you are really aware of AWS, it's okay. You can take the risk, but uh, so better to be, because the billing part you need to be sure, like because it's a free trial, so you need to know what all is in free and what all is not. So whatever I do, it's all free. So yeah. So once you have created your free account, you will land onto this page, where it's a management console. So either you can go to services, and you can search EC2. You can go here, or here I will, or you can click here if you already visited that service. So it will take you to this page. So here what you can do is just click on launch instances, right? Click on launch instances, and here select free tier only. Okay. Then you click on, you just search Ubuntu. We will be using Ubuntu for our the operating system which we'll be using, but you can use it for Windows also. There's not much difference. Yeah. So here I will use the T2.micro. It is written free tier eligible, right? So that I will select. Okay. Then next I will go to here. So these things you can keep it same. No need to change anything. Even storage you can keep same. Then this also don't load it of anything. So just we can move. Or if you want, you just to keep a track, you can keep a tag if you want. This you can create a new security group, but So I will be using one which I already have. So let me,
Vishnu, for the sake of the session, do you mind creating a new one? I mean, if you're okay with that.
okay. Yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
because we
That's
just
fine.
wanted to, try it out. Because if I'm creating a new account, I won't be having an existing setting, right? So,
Yeah. So just create a new security group. Click on this. Here in add rule, only thing is you need to give one port 8080. That's all, and then you can review and launch. So when you review and click on review and launch, right? Here, if you are like using something which is paid, it will show like you are using something paid. So that you can check. This thing you can keep. It's just a warning, so that you can. It's okay. You can keep it like that. But um, just one more thing. Yeah, before doing that, just one more thing. Okay, you have to open this too. If you need, in this, you need to go to HTTPS also. So basically, you need to open these ports. So when you are clicking on create a new security group, you will see only SSH, only this first option available. So these three you need to add separately. So just selecting these options, like here I have chosen custom TCP rule 8080. Okay, and here what basically it is like automatically it will add the group which is anywhere, right? Then you need to add HTTP. Similarly, it will add the IPs, and HTTPS also. You need to add the port number. So it will automatically get added if you select this. So these three things you need to add separately. It won't be there when you create a new security group. And this one, I can keep it. Yeah. So after that, we can go to review and launch. So you can check what is what all you have. So basically the storage we have kept as default. You can change till I think 25 GB. Here we have kept 8 GB, but till 25 GB, I think it is free tier. So automatically, if you cross the free tier, it will show here. Okay, so no need to worry if you like think what if I choose something which is out of free tier. Automatically, it will show here when you do something like that. For just an example, I can show you maybe. Let's see. I will show you. If I choose something which is not free tier, okay. So if I go to review and launch. See, if you can see here, right? So if you choose something which is not eligible for free tier, automatically it will show your instance configuration is not eligible for free usage tier. So if I go again to instance type here, I can choose the free tier one and review and launch. So that's gone, right? This warning it's fine for our case. We are keeping it like this. If you want, you can change like when you are doing it. Anyway, it will be done when you are doing it in real world scenario. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So then let's click on launch. Once that is done, click on launch. So here you can use either choose an existing key pair, but anyway we are doing it new, right? So create a new key pair. You can give a name. So this you will use for connecting to this machine using putty or some other machines like that. So download key pair. Okay, so let's go. So that key pair will be downloaded. Okay. So let's launch, click on launch instances. So it is still in the pending state. So once it is in the running state, we can connect to that instance. So let's wait for it to come to running state. Yeah. After it comes to running state, wait for a minute because sometimes some configurations would be pending. So let's wait for a minute. And one more thing you need to take care. This connect option is there, right? Whatever you see at the top will work only with the Ubuntu 20. If you choose Ubuntu 18 or the lower versions of Ubuntu, you need to use putty to connect to this machine. So choose Ubuntu 20 when you are creating the instance. You can see the connect option is still because it's still starting. Okay, so take some time. Still initializing. So now you can see one connect option here. So click on that connect. So how did I go there? Just I clicked on instance, whichever I want. Okay, click on the connect option here. Then I clicked on connect again. So it will automatically connect online. You don't need to go through putty or something. So directly you can access it online. So our machine is ready. So it's a Ubuntu machine which with the basic memory like 1 GB RAM and 8 GB disk storage we have. So now what we will do is we will try to install Gremlin to this machine. A simple way, a simple host. This is right. So we will understand how we attack a simple host using this example. So what we will do is first let's go root. And this going root thing is not always straightforward. I mean, when you're applying it in your organization, you should not go directly root. Don't install Gremlin with root access. That's what I meant. So what you need to do is you need to give uh, a basic root role. I meant a role you need to create with for this Ubuntu user that your dev team can help you with whatever permissions you need for only accessing those what you require for Gremlin. So Gremlin, I meant only the ones which you need to you need to access the resources, not the any other thing in your machine. In that way, you will be making sure because when you give a root access, it also has access to the kernel and all those like it has full access, right? So it can install a software. So those access you don't need to give. So they can revoke that accesses once your installation is complete. So that's why you can create a new user access for installing this. But in our example, I'm just creating a simple. I'm just going root. So once I enter sudo -i, that's a command. If I will be explaining everything. I'm not considering like anyone knows Ubuntu already or anyone is not knowing Ubuntu. So that's why I just call out these commands. If anyone is knowing already, because since these are basic commands, you can just ignore, right? Okay, so sudo -i is the command which we use to go root. Okay, so now what I will do is, so our first step is done. Now our the machine is ready. Now what we need to do is we need to implement Gremlin, right? We need to install Gremlin. For that purpose, let's open Gremlin first. So let's go to Gremlin. So when you are starting Gremlin, you need to create an account. If you I will post that link also here. So I will just post that link here. So you have to create a free account. You can directly use sign up with Google. Don't use this option, right? Don't use that one, because sometimes it says this all some team settings issues and all come. So better directly you sign up with Google. That is very easy for this free tier. Okay. When you are going real, like when you're doing a proof of concept or something, at that time you can use your company email address and all here. So that time it will be, you can use this option, but for now you can use Google. So sign up with Google you can do. So once you do sign up with Google, uh, you, you will be taken to the dashboard. So where, okay, let me log in. So you will land onto this dashboard, right? So this dashboard, as soon as you land, you will see these options here, because since we don't have any targets defined, so targets are nothing but the number of instances or whatever we are going to attack. Those resources or the nodes or the pods, those will appear here. The hosts here. Okay. So since we don't have any hosts here, you will see this option here as soon as you open the Gremlin dashboard. So here you'll have multiple options for installing Gremlin. So you'll have CentOS, Docker image, Helm, RHEL, Windows, right? So you have all those stuff here. But since we are using Ubuntu machine, so we'll choose this option. So these are the commands which we need to run. First, we will add this Gremlin repo to our instance. So just copy to the clipboard. Then what we need to do is just right click or just press Ctrl V. Okay. So let's enter. So now I have added that repo. Just I copy pasted. Okay. I didn't do anything much. So what I did is I just copy pasted this command, this one from Gremlin, and pasted it into here. The next, similarly, I will add import this GPG key. This one you need to keep very carefully. Like you should not share with other people. Since this is a demo thing, I'm just sharing. But you should never share this GPG key with anyone. You should keep it. I meant when you are installing or something, you don't show this or share with anyone. So just copy it to clipboard. Then right. So let's enter. Run. So once every time you are installing something, one thing you need to take care, you can get warnings you can ignore most of the time, but if you get any error in the command, the output, if it shows some error, you need to check what is that error, why it is happening. Okay. And if that is not relevant to you, what you are going to do, you can ignore. Otherwise, you need to check what it is. Then only you should go to the next step. Because what happens if some error happens, and if you go to the next step, you won't be able to debug the thing, like where the things went wrong. So as soon as you get error, you need to check why that error. And let's install Gremlin now. Okay. So this is the last command for installing Gremlin into a machine.
Vishnu, I have question.
Yeah, Vinod.
So I'm not clear about the user. So right now you are in root user, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it will allow us to any user, or we have to be in root user?
No, no, no. We need the access to the resources because there are different roles available in the organization. No? So that's what I said. So if you have a role which don't have access to the resources, it won't work. It necessarily doesn't mean you need to be admin. Only
Okay.
you need, yeah, only you need access to the resources. Like let's say you need access. You should be able to log into the machine whichever you are trying to install. Also, you need to have access for installing new softwares.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what I meant.
So if the user has a access right to install any software, that means that user privileges is quite sufficient, right? To
Yes,
install?
yes, correct,
Okay.
correct. For
Okay.
instance, yes, yeah,
Not like 100% fully access is required to go
correct,
to
yes.
console and all the. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Got
maybe like, because what happens, some organization they say, okay, you don't have uninstall access, but install access you have.
it. Yep.
Yeah, so that is also enough. Like if you can install something, uninstall also, like you can take the help of someone else later on if required. But uh, installation access you need to install. And once your installation is done, you can revoke that too. Like your main guy or the DevOps or the development, whoever is handling that access, they can revoke that. Like because after that you need only the resource access. Like you just need to attack that I meant execution access you need. That's all.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So we have now installed Gremlin. If you can see, if you go through this now, once you have installed, okay, you just need to go through this once. If to check if any error is there, like because you see here that error word won't be there. Warnings will be there. Here we don't have warnings also, but I'm generally saying warnings will be there. But if warnings are there, you can ignore most of the time because warnings are like some system conflict or some RAM issue. RAM, they will say, okay, if you have 3 GB RAM, it's good, something like that. So that's fine. Like it doesn't stop what we are doing. But errors we need to be careful about. Okay, so now what we can do is once this is done, okay, so let's initialize Gremlin onto a machine. So for initializing Gremlin, first of all, the command which we'll be using is Gremlin init. Okay, Gremlin init. So when you enter Gremlin init and enter, it will ask for team ID and team secret. Okay, so now where do we get the team ID and team secret? So before you enter this command Gremlin init, you need to keep the team ID and team secret with you separately somewhere. Okay, so just for getting that team ID and team secret, first you need to click on this icon here. Click on team settings in configuration. So you landed here. Okay, so I'm just going into configuration. So here there is team ID, secret key. So team ID I will copy and we will keep it somewhere safe. Okay. So let's keep it safe. Okay. So let's say I'm keeping this. I will keep it because we'll be using this again and again. Okay. So that's why I'm keeping it somewhere. And this one is very important. Okay. So secret key, once you have generated, you won't be able to like it won't be visible here. Okay. So you have to reset it every time. So once you have generated, so if you are creating it a new time, it will automatically show an option here. So if I reset this key, okay, so I can copy. So this thing will come when you are creating it new, like when you are creating a new one, this dialog box will appear. Okay, so you can just copy, click on copy, and you can click that. So that is very important because you won't be finding that again anywhere. So you need to keep it somewhere safe. This secret key, the team ID, then the GPG key, which we show, like GPG key is the one which this one. Yeah, this key. So these things you should never share with anyone. You should do it yourself, like when you are doing it, or the person whom you really trust in the organization, like who are accountable. Okay, because these things can give access to your Gremlin dashboard to them. Okay, so that you need to take care. This one, the GPG key, then the team ID, team secret. You should keep it very safe somewhere. That is the important thing. Yeah. So once we do that, let's go back to our Ubuntu instance. Let's run this command gremlin init. So basically we are initializing gremlin. Okay. So let's enter. So now it will ask the team ID. Please input your team ID. So let's enter the team ID. So enter. Now we'll enter the team secret. I hope my screen is visible, right? Everyone? Like, is it black screen?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, Vish.
So now the team secret. So when you paste the team secret, it won't be visible to you. See, like I pasted it, it's not visible. So what you need to take care is you don't press it 2 times, like Control V or whatever you're pasting it. Don't paste it 2 times. So just paste once and enter. If it is working properly, it will take it. You will get this uh, result here. But if you put a wrong secret key, so for that purpose, let's see. So let's say I'm just putting the team ID now again. So I enter the secret key. So what I do this time, I'll enter little something wrong. Okay. Or let's say I'm just pressing Control V twice. I press Control V twice and enter. See, it will give this error here. The secret or, but when this error comes, people will get panic or like they will think, oh, what happened? I just gave everything correct. So is there some step which is wrong in at above? But it's this error comes simple because of your secret key. You pressed it twice, or you pressed it wrong, or you entered a wrong secret key. So now what I do is we will just give the proper one. I'm just showing the error things also, so that when you are doing it in real time, you don't face these errors. Like if you face these errors also, you don't panic. You know, like why this error is coming, right? So right, done. So this time our Gremlin initialization is done. So to now check whether the Gremlin has taken our host or not. If you go now, you will see that target here, right, everyone?
Yep.
Yes. So we can see the target now here. Initially there was no target, right? When we started, if you can see, there was no target. Now if you go to the now what I will show you something. Now let's say if I go here again to team settings, configuration, and what I do is I will just reset this secret key. Okay, I just click on reset. I'll just copy the new secret key. Now what do you think would have happened to the target? This target here. So because we did it using the secret key, so now we have resetted our secret key. So will that target be reachable by us? If I try to attack it, if I go here, clients, so this is my target here, right? So what will happen is I'll explain you all this. Just I want to show one thing. So right. So what I'm trying to show you here is I have resetted my secret key, right? But still my target is being shown. So if you want to remove a target, so once you have installed it, if you want to remove a target from your Gremlin dashboard, what you need to go is you need to go to clients, you need to click on deactivate, which is here. Okay, just go to clients and you need to click deactivate. Okay, so it will automatically deactivate the that target, whatever you want to. So by resetting the secret key, it won't help. Okay, so let's now, since let's go back here. So we have installed our thing. So we have resetted our secret key. So for safety purpose, let's reinitialize Gremlin with that secret. Okay. Okay, so now we have a host here. We have configured it. So if you go to the clients in this section, you will see that host here with the tag and what all details are there. You can see it here. So now if I click on this, yeah. So now if there is an option here called attack host. Okay. So I will just click on that option, attack host. So here you will have different tags. Okay. But we will attack the host currently, not with based on a tag or something. We will see what is this tags later on and later stage. For now, we will just click on attack this host. So you will land onto this page where you'll see the attacks. There's one more option. You can go directly rather than going with clients. You can just click on attacks here. Okay. Then click on new attack. So just I went to attacks, new attack. Then here I will go to infrastructure, then hosts. So in our case, we have only one host. So I'm just clicking target all hosts. So one more thing we need to take care. We are using a free trial, right? Free trial version. So free trial version, you can attack only two targets. That means two hosts at a time. So if you have some like if you can't attack more than 2 hosts in your experiment, so you can attack only 2 hosts. So you will see only 2. If you have some 5 also, if you install 5 or Gremlin on 5 hosts also, it will show only 2, whichever is the latest. The other 3 it will automatically deactivate. Okay, for a free version. For a pro version, it's a different story altogether. If you see here, Gremlin, if you see the pricing, you can see here, right? So the free version, you have only 2 targets per month. Okay, but for the other version, Pro, Enterprise, you have 30 for Pro. Then Enterprise, you have 100. The other things remain pretty much same. One installed agent. Anyway, we are not using more than one agent most of the time. Generally, we will be using like one agent only. So free actually helps for point, as I said, proof of concept, because only the limitation mainly is the 2 targets per month. Okay, so that we need to take care. Like if we are planning some free proof of concepts, we need to constrain our blast radius or our use cases. Sorry, yeah, we need to constrain our blast radius with respect to this limitations. Okay, and the second, so when you are trying to apply it into your organization, you can go with Pro or Enterprise based on the targets or the hosts, how many hosts you have. Currently in our organization, we have around 120 or so hosts, but that is for including all the microservices, not one microservice. So for that purpose we have our custom enterprise version, but and it's very like as the number of targets increase, the cost also increases, so you can tailor make your custom like how much ever you want. So generally with if you're focusing on one microservice or 2 microservices, even most of the time, like when you are doing a real experiment also, like when you after the proof of concept, you can use just 5 to 10 targets. That would be most of the time enough, like when you are targeting a 1 or 2 microservice at a time. Yeah, so this is the pricing part, just I wanted to show you. Yeah, so if you can see 2 targets, so we are using a free, so here we have only 1, so that's fine. But if you add more than 2 here, only the latest ones will be added to the host. Okay, so if I go to attacks now, I click on new attack, infrastructure. Okay, I click on target all hosts because we are just doing a simple experiment now with the one host which we have. So that host will, you can see it here. As you see, this is the blast radius, right? So you can see clearly what is a blast radius. So how many things you will be choosing. If you have more than 1, 2, if you have different containers, pods, you can, when we go to that section, you will be able to see that. Okay, so you can see what all will be you are just trying to attack. Okay, then if you go to choose a gremlin, there are different types of attacks available. For in our current example, we are doing a simple experiment, so we will go to the resource attack. Okay, or maybe even state attack. Okay, just let's do a shutdown attack. Okay, so shutdown attack is basically we are just shutting down the instance. Okay, now what I do is I'll just give this delay is basically how much delay we need to give between the attack. So once I click attack, so once I attack the system, it will wait for 1 minute before it attacks this, if it initiates the attack. Okay, the shutdown attack. This reboot for now in our case, I will just keep it off. Okay, then I will show you why I kept it off. So I will just now, after I select these options, I just click unleash gremlin. So as you can see, the stage will be pending. So soon it will be showing running, and the stages will change as the test is running. Okay, and you can see the different configurations you have chosen. Reboot we have chosen false because we haven't selected that option. delay is the how many minutes delay we need to give before the shutdown attack starts. Here you can see more logs. So you can see running shutdown gremlin after 1 minute. So you can see the basic logs here, whatever you want. You will have also one link to go to the CloudWatch metrics here. So now that the attack has started, okay. So if I go to click on CloudWatch metrics, it will open the AWS CloudWatch directly. So this option is available only in AWS. For other clouds, you won't be getting that link here in Gremlin. So you need to explicitly open it by going into that cloud, whichever cloud you are using. Okay. If you go here, so you will see that instances, CPU utilization, all those graphs here. Okay. Now let's go to our instance here. Okay. So we have done a shutdown attack, right? So now basically what should happen? The instance should have shut down. Okay. So if you see here, yeah, this is our instance. Okay. So now if I go here, I try to enter something, or I'll just reload. Right? See, we are not able to connect to the instance because the instance has been shut down. Okay. Right. So that instance has been shut down. Now, if I see here, basically, yeah, that's fine. Actually, it's a little slow here, but basically it will show stopped here also. Okay, because it's not running. Now, what we will do is we will just stop the instance and restart it. Okay, just reboot. We will just click on reboot. So now, before I click the reboot, I will just show you. So as you can see, that machine is not accessible, right? Because it has been shut down, okay, by our Gremlin attack. Now, if I go here also, yeah, that's fine. So let's click on now reboot instance. Okay, once our attack is done, we have it's completed. But let's go with the reboot. Okay. right? So now we are able to access the system. Now what I do, right? I'll just go to attacks, new attack. So as we did now, we will create the same attack, okay, but with the reboot option enabled, okay. So I will just give this reboot on, okay, and I will run the attack. So now if I go here, okay, just and what I will do is I will just enter. Now to monitor the instance, okay, you have a command. So like what all processes are running. If you enter htop, okay, it will show all those um, uh, the commands which are running in that system. So now if you see, we have gremlin d. This is the daemon of gremlin which is running. Okay, now you see our attack is okay. It has started running. Okay, so it has shut down now. But this time what should happen is after shutdown, it should automatically reboot also. Okay. So that's what we are trying to check. Right? Are you able to see everyone?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's how the reboot option helps, because now in our case we have the access to the host. We can enter into the host. But let's say you are attacking 5-10 hosts at a time. Okay, so that time you just going restarting each machines, it's little hectic task. Okay, we don't want to do that. So what we do is we will enable the reboot. But if you are testing some use case like we did for the MongoDB example, right? We were just bringing the primary node down and we are not rebooting it. Let's say we can just keep the reboot disabled, so that we are just trying to check whether the new secondary node will come up and all those stuff, like based on the use case. Okay, whatever you have, you need to choose whether you need to have a reboot or we shouldn't have a reboot. Now for the same host, okay, let's do another attack. I will just do a CPU attack. Okay, so what I will do is I will again click infrastructure, target all hosts, choose a gremlin, and I will go to resource. Okay, and I will click on CPU. So let's at CPU, the length of the attack is nothing but how much seconds the attack will run. Okay, so whenever you are running a CPU attack, it's always preferable to run it anywhere between 5 minutes, minimum 5 minutes, or 2 to 5 minutes. Okay, because what happens is the logs which you get will be, they most of the time the monitoring tools will be taking the mean average. Okay, so when you are running it for 1 minute and it will not have enough data to give that aggregate. So always 2 to 5 minutes is a good option. So what I will, in our case, I will just give 3 minutes. Okay, and CPU capacity I will give 100%. So I'm just making the CPU capacity 100%. Now cores, for now we will give all cores. Okay, and just we will click on unleash gremlin. So you will again see the attributes here, the target type, the CPU capacity, what we gave, all cores, and length 3 minutes, right? We will see all those here. Again, now there's something different. Okay, like that I will show you after the experiment is done. Now, if I go back to my system here, and if I enter htop, are you able to see one command being executed here? Everyone?
Yep.
Yes, we should.
Correct. So that's how the Gremlin is creating that CPU attack. Okay, it is running this command. Now, if I go to CloudWatch metrics, it will take some time because monitoring tools always have a delay. Okay, based on the monitoring tool you use, like yeah, anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes. So here we are interested in the CPU utilization. Okay, so let's disable others and keep only CPU utilization. So basically we have made the CPU utilization 100%. Okay, and that's what we should be able to see. But here we are already able to see, right? Are you able to see? 100% CPU. Now, this two, why is it two? Any idea, anyone? Why we two commands are being executed? Because the CPU which we are using is 2 core. We have 2 cores, and we selected all cores, right? In our option. So there are 2 cores in our CPU. That's why there are two. So when you see the graph also, it will be like 200%, 180%, 170% in that way. So people will think, oh, I said 100%. How did it go to 170, 180? So two things are there. One, it is a 2 core, so it will just add up. Okay, the CPU. Second, why it is not 200? If you see here, it won't go to 200% at all. It will show some 170, 180 in that range because it's a mean average. Okay, it won't be taking the uh, it's a sample, like every 10 second or every 5 second it will take the average and it will show. So it will be not always 200, but it will be around like 180, 190. It will show in the graph. Okay, but the real value you can see in your machine. If you log in, you can see how much percentage CPU is being generated. So that's what I said. It's the monitoring tools are a little slow always. It will take some time to uh, reflect. Yeah, our attack is done. Okay. You can see the graph is slowly increasing, right? Though our attack is done, as I said, monitoring tool is a bit late. Okay, there's a small delay between the what we are attacking and the resource capturing. So that's why the delay was there.
Vishnu,
Yeah.
I'm just curious to know what Gremlin under the hood is doing to make it CPU 100%. What exactly the process it's making simulations to reach CPU 100%. Any idea?
Yeah. Basically, Gremlin is running an agent. Okay, that agent is using that much CPU.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So,
so that's how it is simulating.
okay, externally with the help of any shell script, is it possible we can simulate the same?
Yes, you have shell scripts available for there's something called a stress ng. You would have heard in Ubuntu there is something called a stress ng, which people development people use it for unit testing. So you can create stress onto your resources using that stress ng tool. But there's no GUI for that; it's a command. So you can increase the CPU to 100%. Though that you can do using that command, but you need to install that software onto your Ubuntu machine.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this is the just Gremlin agent itself is like a consuming the 100% CPU here,
Yes, yes,
right?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, it's a bit slow. So
So one more question, Vishnu
yes,
here.
I know.
So yeah, so right now we are attacking entire host, right? A host has two core, right?
Yeah,
If one host has a multiple VMs, how we are going to attack?
correct. So that's where our next examples will be there.
Oh, okay,
We'll yeah. This is just a simple experiment which we are
okay,
seeing. Yeah.
okay, got it.
Yeah. It's like this is like never use a monitoring tool which is this slow. This one, why it is so slow is because we are using a free tier of AWS. But when you have your own like your cloud, okay, the production or the paid pro version, it is faster than this. But here it is really slow, and because this much slow doesn't make sense. So if it is this slow, it will be very big because we can't in real time monitor. Okay, so we should have a faster respond in monitoring. So whatever monitoring tool you have should max be late by maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes, not more than that. So, and it's generally that much. This one it is free time, right? So it's taking so much time. Yeah, anyways, that's how we generate the load, and you can monitor. I don't want to waste more time of yours. It will increase. Okay, you will be able to see that. Yeah. So there is one more command which you can run, yeah, that we can take up maybe in the next session. So yeah, the other thing what I wanted to show is if you see, go to this. The first attack which we did is shutdown attack. So if you try to see here, okay, this thing here, the graph, it is 0 to 1. Okay, the graph. Now if I show you the attack where I am doing the CPU attack, the CPU attack, okay, here you can see the value is in percentage because it is the CPU utilization, okay, what we are doing. So the graph will change based on the attack which you are doing. So shutdown attack, it is numbers. Basically the numbers are the hosts, the ones you are attacking. Okay, so the graph will show you. In that way you can just see whether you are achieving the proper, because it's due to some issue. Let's say rather than 100%, if it is achieving 90%, okay, but you gave 100%, so you need to debug what is the issue. If it is the issue with the system, okay, maybe sometimes some other resource, that much resource won't be there, or maybe something would be, some issue might be there. So from the graph you can get a basic insight by just seeing it. Okay, yeah, so let's continue, then let's stop it here for today. And let's continue tomorrow. Any question till now? I can take up any question if you have. or we
Okay.
can
Yeah,
tomorrow. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah,
so
Mohammed. Yes,
if
go ahead.
if you generate attack the CPUs and memory, if got
Yeah.
any reports to Gremlin?
No,
So
Gremlin won't give you any detailed reports as such, but there are some reports which which you can generate as the test is running. That we will see in coming sessions.
uh,
But the monitoring is always the monitoring tool which you have. We should never rely on Gremlin side, because it's not that the monitoring part I'm saying. Because let's say you have already an application and it has a New Relic or Datadog or whatever monitoring tool you have, so you need to use that one for monitoring. Yeah.
thank you.
Yes. Okay. Anyone else? Any question? Madhavi, Ravindra, or I guess.
I'm good, Vishnu. Thank you.
Yeah. Shyam, any question, any doubts, any queries? Prasanna, Gaurav, any queries? Okay, so let's stop then. Let's continue tomorrow from here. Thank you.
Okay,
Sure.
thank you.
Thank you.